Hi everyone, Mazen here with a quick spoiler-free review of the indie game Dredge. So I completed the game 100% on stream on my channel here, the link to that is in the description. And it took me a little over 30 hours to get everything, including the first DLC. But I took my time and I did a lot of mismanagement as well, and also there's a good bunch of RNG involved, so you can definitely bring the time below 30 hours for a blind 100% completion. And that's about the time investment, but the financial requirement for the full package of content as of right now, that adds up to $36, and that is just including the first of the DLCs, and they already confirmed they will bring more, so we will easily exceed the $40-50 mark at some point. And here's mostly where my problem lies with this game. See, I'm a veteran gamer and I've seen a multitude of different games throughout my lifespan. And if I see a price tag like that and a trailer that promises me an oh so mysterious and deep story, my expectations are to the moon. And you better deliver after that setup. Well, turns out my expectations were a little off, to say the least. And they never meant the story aspect to be a big deal in the whole game. Roughly speaking, it's just a cozy fishing game, very easy, simple to understand, kinda mindless if you will. And the whole story aspects is just a little spice on top of all things, but it's not related at all to the core game basically. And the core game is okay, but it's not what I would call good. Everything kinda works for the most part, but that's about it. They stopped thinking right there. Nothing in this game has any plan to it, it is just what you see and nothing more. There's no deeper meaning behind anything whatsoever. And I find that quite contrary to what they advertised me with their big mystery lying underneath everything and whatnot. So I naturally feel faked out and cheated on as a player. And especially at that high price, this is not a good first touch to your customer if you ask me. However, if you take a look into the credits of this game, things get a little bit more understandable. The entire Black Salt Game studio who made this title consists of 4 people. And I can only imagine the struggle and the pressure that they had to get their very first game on the road. It's still not an excuse, but for that fact I can somewhat forgive their first missteps here. But in exchange, they owe me to make their next game worth the money that I already paid them in advance for this one. And they're honestly not too far off. If they take this game as some sort of prototype structure for the next one, and they think up a plan for all the different aspects that they added into this game, then I can see Dredge 2 becoming the game that I already expected with the first one. But I also gotta address the things that are nearly perfect in the game at hand. The 3D graphics design looks gorgeous and makes for a very fitting atmosphere. And the illustrations for all the items in the inventory and the fish and creatures you can catch, they all look very well made and never feel misplaced. And on that note, I gotta say that all the environmental noises and audio in this game are flawless. The music pieces themselves not so much, but I have zero complaints about all the rest of the audio in this game. Very well done. And the final great thing is the freedom that you have as a player. You can go wherever you want and do whatever you want, provided you have the equipment obviously. But there's no stupid plot holding you back or tutorial BS that you have to grind through in order to progress somewhere. You can just go and explore at your own pace. And sure, there's this main quest line series that kinda guides you to the end of the game. But as I said earlier, there's no meaning to anything anyway, so you shouldn't be too attached to that guideline in the first place. In fact, I recommend you to go to the DLC area first if you can, and then explore the rest of the game after. This is simply because they added a lot of quality of life tools in that DLC, and they can make your normal playthrough much more enjoyable. And the best part is the map has the perfect size. It's not so big that you get lost and never find your way back, but it's also not so small that it feels cramped and just like too little. In my opinion, this is the perfect size for the scale of this game. And this is honestly about all I can say without saying anything. I personally think at the current state the game does not justify its price at all. And for that reason I cannot really recommend it with good conscience, unfortunately, because it is a very interesting idea and approach, but the depth and value is just lacking. And that's very, very sad, because it wouldn't take that much to make this a great experience overall. But at the current state, this does not allow me to speak too high about it. If you still think it's worth, then obviously go for it. Or if you have unshattered hope in humanity and think that the Black Soul Studio will make the second game better with the funding money from the first one, then you can give them your financial support and enjoy the prototype in the meantime. But if you rather invest in guaranteed quality, then you should consider donating to my channel instead. Or you just simply get a better game. Anyway, this was it for my review. I hope you got a rough idea what to expect from this game now. If you want more valuable content, then check out my channel for other videos. There's plenty of good stuff there. And obviously like and subscribe so this gets more recommendations. And aside from that, I would say you see me in the next video. Goodbye.